When can we blame, complain, and justify our behavior? Well, stay tuned and you will learn when it is okay or not. So this thing is like the idea that our behavior is influenced by the things or events that kind of happen around us, right? And that can be a whole host of things, but for this community and our focus and all, I will, keep it around that to the best of my ability. I have my teleprompter. So another way is cause and effect. And people, those who struggle, including me back in the day, lived in a stimulus response or a cause and effect type of being. So this cause affected me this way. This person, this event, this stimulus affected me in a way where maybe it knocked down my self-esteem, my personal relationship, my ambition, security. So I took a personal and I was affected. And the more we do this and I practice and things like that, I realize that we actually are in charge of our cause and effect. So we can. Now, stimulus is, one example is turn the stove on really hot and go touch it. What's going to happen? The stimulus is the hot stove. The response is, pull the hand away. And probably don't need a lot of training around that one. It's pretty reactive and healthy. So stimulus triggers. Another thing is there's a lot of stimulus and response react in our lives that is unconscious. So it could be all of a sudden whatever, and then why am I feeling angry? Why am I feeling I don't fit in? Why am I feeling resentful? Why am I feeling less than? It's like whatever that stimulus that triggered something unconsciously attached us to some past response that we felt. And then we behave a certain way. So that's another one. Let's see. So you think about hot weather. Our body is always adapting and responding without our permission. If we go out in a hot, humid day, our response could be sweating. It could be a thought, gosh, it's hot out today. It could be, we could go down, I hate when it's all that, but just stimulus and response. Cold weather, walk out the door and, oh my gosh, it's freezing. It's instant. Those are stimulus responses. So another one is fear. Now, there's a fear that cripples people, a fear that people base a lot of their decisions out of, right? That's an unhealthy type of fear, which is compiled over the years of different stimuluses and response. And, we all know that we've had maybe teachers, parents, people in our lives that helped train us to respond a certain way. But now that we're adults and in the academy, we take a look at this stuff. So another one here is, so fear. Fear is very good stimulus response. If I step near the edge of a curb and there's an Uber flying up to pick up somebody else, I might spring back automatically. It's not it's not like, well, let me think about how I'm going to respond to this stimulus, no. So that is the healthy type of fear, near the edge, up on a building. Well, I guess I might be one who puts myself in that situation because I like the rush. So growing with children, with visually impaired, with people in your home, people in your life, appreciation, good job well done. I love the way you do that. Your shirt looks great. What a bright smile. All those are the stimulus responses kind of anchoring in the person. But then there's bad girl. You did that wrong. You dropped something and it broke, and how, oh my God, look at the mess you made, and how dare you. And so wrong becomes a response of I'm a bad person. And so that type of stuff, and I really worked on that with my children, because I might get angry and then convey the wrong message. Well, it was the wrong message. It's out of anger. My stimulus, and I responded in a way where I was startled, and it was dangerous. You could have gotten hurt, and here comes all the drama. But one of the ones that it's like a tall glass of milk filled to the top, and I'm around other parents growing when the kids were younger and all, and all I heard people say was, "Don't be careful, watch out for, don't spill that, don't drink that here, watch your step, be careful." And it's like, oh my Lord, that poor kid. Luckily I have 4 sisters and a brother, and sometimes, you just lose count of the amount of kids you have. And so mom isn't constantly harping, telling us to be careful. Except we had a pine tree that was really tall in our backyard. And I got the idea with my buddy to climb way up, and we brought a little piece of wood, hammer and nails, and we nailed it in. And then we sat up there until my mother went, "Oh my dear God, what are you boys doing up there?" That was the healthiest way to get high back in the day. So, bad girl, yeah. So, what I started with tall milk, or instead of be careful, don't spill your milk, it was, wow, that's a full glass of milk. I bet that's going to be delicious. And when something did happen, it wasn't freak out. It was, oh, you made a mistake. You dropped something. Let's clean that up together. Not, what the hell is wrong with you? Clean that up and get to your room. It's like, wow, that's a good lesson. But so those are now other types of stimulus and response are values and beliefs. I have certain values and beliefs, and when I happen to be around others who don't share in those, their language might stimulate me to have a response and correct them, or make a face like, if those of you can't see, I'm making that disgusted or rolling my eyes. And I remember my wife saying, "Do you realize other people can see the expression on your face?" I'm like, I kind of forgot about that one, because I can't see it on their face. So so why do I discuss and go through and think about all this stuff? Is because we can change, we can grow, or go. Like, I can remove myself from certain communities or meetings or people or businesses or whatever because of values, beliefs, the way they operate, the way they treat customers. It's like all of this stuff. I mean, think about it all day long. How many times a stimulus and then a response? Computer, email not working. Oh, it's like, I can't believe that we can stay up until 9 o'clock or 11 or 12. So, but if you're conscious to that and how we respond, and does that response feel good before, during, and after? Does that response not, trying to say it a nice way, but not rip the heck out of the other person? Not, is it, is it barbed with anger, judgment, and all that? Or is it kind, loving, and considerate? Love and tolerance of others is our code until it isn't. So we can change. Yeah, I said that. My dog, if I just go reach towards the cabinet where his cookies are, he starts salivating. It's disgusting. But the stimulus of him knowing he's going to get a cookie triggers a response. And he can't shut that off. Thankfully, I can shut off some of mine that aren't working. Another thing is like a puppy. I don't know about you guys, but the stimulus of a puppy and jumping all over you, and oh my gosh, the response is like, this is what it's all. I love that. But then there's Dobermans. And for some reason, people think that's a bad breed of dog because it can be trained to cause harm and bite and do all that. Well, I had a friend that had one. It was the nicest dog. Dobermans, what is that other one? Whatever, there's dogs. German Shepherds can be pretty aggressive. So the stimulus, so we got to look at through our lives. Like, I have a neighbor that assured my dog, "Oh, you have a dog?" When she newly moved in. I said, "I do." Oh, and then her mother was standing there and she said, "Oh, my daughter's deathly afraid of dogs." I said, "Golden retrievers?" Well, when I was 8, I got bit. How old are you now? Like 39? 30 something. But so, and I didn't judge and say, "You're pathetic. Get over it." I just listened and thought, wow, I used to hang on to stuff like that. And it could be different types of stimuluses that brought up that fear or that response. And, and this stuff too can, we could be carrying chains, big hefty bags with some garbage we haven't cleared up, or eventually a bondage, of self. And so I actually, my neighbor now pets my dog, and it's so funny how my dog is attracted to people that don't give him attention. So if people come in the house and it's not really a dog lover, he's in their face saying, "Oh, I will convert you." Hold on. Oh, here's back to our community, which is all of this is our community. I look at like, well, vision impaired. Well, we maybe get more no's at times in our life. And no's trigger a response. It could be, "I knew he would figure it out. I never should have came here for this interview, this ask. I knew there was no one that would ever want to help me." That could be the response to the stimulus of a no. And that could be coming from parents that did things for that child that they could have done for themselves. That could come from school that made it easy on them just to get them through, which I hear of a lot. Actually, kind of was in my case. I know how to work the angle. But, so no's. And another really is negative self-talk. That one, it could be some event, some human, some other thing outside of you that triggers something that then, a nerve. My dog is now taking his head and hitting my door because he wants to come in. Kristen snores, mine bangs.
Kristen's dog snores, not Kristen snores.
That's not what I heard, but let's not go there right now. So anyway, what the heck was I saying? Oh, negative self-talk. See, there I go. That stimulus is like, what's the matter with you? You can't remember anything. It's amazing. When I started really looking at, I'm starting to get a little mad because he continues to bang his head, and I just realized that. What am I going to do? Yell? I'm on camera. And there's people, go lie down. Anyway, he's doing it out of unconditional love and wants to be around me. He doesn't understand that it bothers me. So, Jerry, go lay down. Negative self-talk was it could latch on from as a child. It could latch on, but it continues through our life. And oh my gosh, it's amazing that like something's going on that doesn't. I'm hearing some man, a person, tell another person about this person at work or somebody that cut them off. Doesn't involve me, but I'm there in the circle listening, and now I'm starting to get mad. I want to respond because that story is reminding me of unresolved stuff, baggage I'm still continuing to bring into this. And it's like, yeah, did you get his plate? We'll get him, you know? So silly stuff like that. Now, driving. Maybe some of us have never driven, but I've been a passenger in a car with a bit of road rage at times, and I'm not even in control. So that's a big one. It's like, how could the world be out to irritate me every day? What is up with that? What did I do wrong that every driver seems to either drive slow, cut in front of me, not use a blinker, slam on their brakes, drive a piece of junk. That car needs, then as I would go by that car, they don't ever wash it. Oh my God, it's like, what happened? And it's like, and my daughter gets worked up behind the wheel. Stimulus response. I'll be on the phone with her. Oh my God, beep, that idiot. I said, well, how do you know? Is that true? And she's like, what? Well, that he's an idiot. Well, of course he did, because he stimulated me, and that's my response. So there's no arguing. And I'm like, but can you absolutely know it's true? He's an idiot. Well, no, I guess not. Okay. Who would you be without that thought? How do you react? What happens when you think the thought, he's an idiot? I keep my eye on him. I want to make sure he doesn't make another mistake. And if he does, I might have to drive up near him and teach him a lesson and put not only myself, him, and other drivers in danger because I'm so self-centered. She's like, never really thought it through besides just that response. And I said, I knew. I have experience at that. So it's like, how do you know the guy's wife isn't in delivery in the hospital and he made a mistake because he's rushing to get there? So, we never know the truth of what's going on. And so that is my stimulus and response, which is a constant and never-ending improvement area of my life. E plus R equals O. How do I know that I got to peel, well, not so much peel the onion, but maybe rewind a little. And it's not to take a look at my part as much as my thinking around something. And boy, it's just amazing. Sometimes I got to call someone and say, this is how I behaved, or this is what I'm thinking. This is how I want to behave. I can't see the truth in a situation. And people who aren't. Like Terry, you said last week, you brought up something. We weren't in it. And when we're in something, we become a little blind. And we have tunnel vision. I go from macular degeneration to RP. I have tunnel vision. I'm not seeing what's possible or other variations of the stimulus. I see it the way I see it. And if I'm stuck in the model of, and the way I see it is right, and period, well, that doesn't serve any. Love and tolerance of others is our code. And I keep remembering that principle and thinking, whoever came up with that? I'd like to tell that person something. How about, but acceptance is the key. When I am disturbed, you think of a spiritual, an axiom or something, but think of when I am disturbed, the truth always is that it's something with me. And as I got healed, not healed, but my growth and my presence, me going into stores, being in cars, going around business meetings, working with other people, and I just thought somehow they got the memo to stop being idiots, but they didn't. My thinking changed. I realized that they have every right to be who they are around me. Huh. And one of the biggest things I learned was there's more than one way to do something. I'm like, what? Other people think differently than me. I feel sorry for them, but I'm only kidding. It's like my wife approaches something in a different manner, and it's much slower than the way I do it. But the outcome, the end result is it's good. But I see it one way. It's the way. Let's go. Let me show. I am a much more Speedy Gonzalez, get things done. And some people, I can't relate. They're calmer about it. And they think it's like, wow, maybe I should work on, when I ever learned that there's many ways to do something. There isn't my way or your way. But there's a better way, and coming together and talking and forming teams, and